You're listening to Moviesucktastic.
Sounds like some bad movie.
So this is our fourth episode, and we'll be doing two this week, so we'll have a fourth and a fifth one up. And this episode, I think we agreed not to do Hacksaw Ridge.
That's right. We're reviewing Hacksaw Ridge, and then we'll do La La Land after that.
Yeah, and just to show you where my head's been all week, every time someone would ask me what we're doing this week, I kept saying Heartbreak Ridge.
Which, that's the Clint Eastwood film.
I thought that was Hamburger Hill.
No, Clint Eastwood did Heartbreak Ridge.
That's really a film, Heartbreak Ridge?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's a film called Hamburger Hill. That's not the film.
Oh yeah, Heartbreak Ridge. Okay.
Yeah, I actually liked Heartbreak Ridge. Mario Van Peebles was in that. He was an unlikable little prick, like he is in most of his movies.
But what did he play in the film?
Yeah.
Ooh, sorry. Now, if I can say, I'm at a slight disadvantage this week because we all have genres that we gravitate to or we don't like so much, and right up front, I mentioned this before on the show. I am not a fan of musicals. There are musicals I like, but in general, I'm not a fan of them. And the same thing goes for war films. Okay. So I'm out of my element with these movies. This isn't stuff I would have normally went out of my way to see without prompting. Yeah,
and I'm not the opposite. Although I'm a bit more susceptible to want to see a war film, but I'm in the exact same boat for the.
Well, that's because you're Italian.
No, what the fuck does that have to do with anything? I'm also not a bricklayer either, so it's just
dude. Or a plumber.
Or a plumber.
We were watching.
Which, to be honest, would be two things that I would love to know how to do because I'd save a shit fucking ton of money. But anyway, go ahead.
We were watching last night. We watched. I don't know why. Men at Work.
Oh God.
Which I haven't watched in years.
Somebody went ahead and threw a perfectly good white boy.
Yeah, written and directed by Emilio Estevez.
Yeah.
And ironically, the last good film he did, I think.
What year was that? Was that 91 or 92?
Yeah, that's like just before. I think it's after Free Jack or before, but it's definitely like after that was like Mighty Ducks and shit. Now, and it's funny, like we're watching it, and this is has nothing to do with anything, but I was like, it slowly dawned on me that between Emilio Estevez and Martin Sheen, Emilio is the far more talented brother.
Yeah.
It's like, and it's funny because like you saw less of him later in the years, but I was like, yeah, but that's a good thing because. What would you prefer, not to be seen or to be seen on 2.5 Men?
Yeah,
I'm winning, but I have AIDS, and
that show was fucking huge too.
I don't understand. Yeah,
I don't know why it was a number one show on television.
Yeah, that's why I don't watch TV anymore.
I don't get it. Don't get it.
And the reason I brought it up because there's that one part where the two goons are yelling at each other, and the one guy says, "Listen, you Italian son of a bitch! I swear to God, there's no way you're going to stand there and tell me I don't know shit." I'm like, I gotta give that for Joey. That's gonna be the sound on the show.
Yeah, that's a film
you given what was it?
What?
You giving me a
hard on.
Not a hard-on, no.
No,
It
no.
was,
Oh, what the fuck was it? It was that was in Death Row Game Show.
Death Game Show. Fuck, I can't. It's just been a
That was at the
moving.
dinner. That was at the dinner. His romantic
I can't.
dinner.
Moving on. I'm sure it'll about 10 minutes, 15 minutes from now. One of us will remember. But yeah, so we're doing Heartbreak Ridge.
Yes.
No, we're doing Hacksaw Ridge.
Yes.
Yeah, I can't.
I'm just gonna let you run with it.
No, I'm not. I wasn't trying to run with it. That was an honest mistake. I wish I.
Mm-hmm. That's okay.
But all right, so let's start off. I didn't get you that list like I told you, but we at least we know the first thing I want to do is hit the title.
Okay.
Title is Hacksaw Ridge.
Hacksaw
what are our
Ridge.
feelings about the title of the film?
The title fits because that's the battle that the last half of the film primarily takes place on. The mountaintop that they're trying to take back in Iwo Jima is called Hacksaw Ridge. So
Right.
That I'm very forgiving of, but
It's standard. It's
the
fact that
standard.
he's mixing it up with a Heartbreak Ridge just shows how standard it is for a
and
war
it's,
film.
and he's
to
a
be named
medic
after the battleground.
He's a medic, and it's not like he does anything on the battlefield or outside of the battlefield where he's hacksawing someone's body part or limb off, where it could have this double meaning. So I can't even say, oh yeah, maybe it has this this double meaning, but it doesn't. So it really is just the name of the battlefield that they're trying to secure.
But I think it's a wise choice because I can't imagine them naming this anything like.
Well, that's where he saved the 75 men, so it's important to have the film name that.
Yeah, but I mean, but I don't know what else you could call it. If you named anything that had to do with not using a weapon or being a medic or religion, it would come off hackneyed.
Yeah.
So I think it's I don't think it's a very original title, but I think it fits the film, and I think it's a good title. So
I think I think so too. So
yeah. Now, do you want to give the synopsis, as it were?
Sure. Andrew Garfield's character, he grows up in like rural southern. I think it was Virginia.
Okay.
Whatever. So. He almost
somewhere where they talk funny.
He's 10 years old, 12 years old, and he almost beats his brother to death. It's like he almost does that, and essentially, and it's not from that point on, but he took this religious standpoint from that point on to following, God's word, the commandments, thou shalt not kill. That's the big one.
Well, that's one of the linchpins. Yeah, I mean, it's
right.
major.
And as he gets older, you find out why he really takes on the thou shalt not kill. But he feels that he can't just sit back and just watch everyone else in his town and all the young men go into war, and he just sits back and does nothing. So he feels that it's important to him to go in. But he wants to be a conscientious observer where he doesn't take a weapon into battle. And the first half of the film is him fighting that cause and winning and being able to go into battle without protecting himself or any kind of a weapon. And the first half is that, and the second half is the actual battle. And that's kind of it.
And of course he's vindicated and proves to be, everybody's calling him a coward because he won't carry a gun.
Right.
Second half of the film, he's brave because he's running back in and grabbing, and he saves 50 to 100 men.
75 was the final number that they keep.
That's
saying.
what they say in the movie, but then when you read anything about it, it's like, oh well, he said 50, and he said 50, and then other accounts said 100, so they kind of split the difference. He agreed because he was involved with the film when they were writing it earlier on.
Okay.
In the earlier days. So I mean, because this film's been they've been trying to make this film since for 20 years, something like that.
Oh wow. Oh, so they've probably been trying to make it since Saving Private Ryan, to be completely honest.
Well, I did read that they wanted I forget who, but someone wanted to make it into a film in the 50s, but he refused because he didn't want it to be just another war film.
Okay. Well, all right, I can see that. There were There were a few. It just seemed like every other Hollywood film was a war film because it was an easy subject to.
Well, there was a war.
Yeah, so it was kind of like guaranteed money if you did it.
Yeah, but the one thing that comes across in the film, and when you read interviews and just accounts of the guy who's a very humble man, wasn't into, didn't want to capitalize on it, didn't think it was a big story, just so. It took them a long time to get him to decide to do it.
Well, that's because of his heavy religious background. They even go on to say that.
Well, it's just the character of the man too. I mean, yeah.
And this is one of the reasons why I don't hold it against the film for bringing it up so much. Like literally every 15 minutes, there's a mention of God or some sort of religious, background or just saying or commandment or whatever. It's brought up constantly. But one of the reasons why I don't mind so much, there's a couple. One, the real person that the movie is based on, he was a very religious person. So to not bring that across on screen or in some way would probably be disingenuous. So I'm okay with that. Number two, back then, very different than now, you would have to travel lengths before you'd find someone that didn't believe in God. It just was a common thing that people believed in.
Unlike now, we're swarming with atheists.
Well, people are just more aware now. Atheist seems like it's a dirty word these days, even though it really isn't. But back then, faith was a big thing. You would have a hard time finding someone that didn't.
Why are you sounding like an old man? It's like, but back in the day, we had God on the dinner table, my friend. We had God in this church. We had God at the movie theaters.
I didn't say anything like that. I'm just merely pointing out that during the time that this film was, being portrayed in, it was a very religious country. It was almost unanimously, faithful.
I think it's still a very religious country, just in different ways. I'm totally in agreement with you. The film has religion all throughout it, but it's not heavy-handed. It is a matter of the character and of the story. They don't play anything wacky with it. The only problem I had with it, and it's not the movie didn't do it, but for me, the parts where he's in the military and he first says he won't pick up a gun and the reaction against him and trying to drum him out, for me was right out of a Jack Chick pamphlet.
Oh, okay.
The whole thing about, Christian it's like the persecution of the Christians. We got a Christ lover here. Let's get him out of the troop. This guy's not good. And it's so like a Jack Chick. There's actually a Jack Chick pamphlet. I think it's called G.I. Joe or Holy Joe. Holy Joe. That's it. And it's like if you take that whole segment and crank it to 11.
Yeah.
It's that. It's almost like word for word, even like making him do KP and we'll make him quit. Yeah, show him, it's like beating him up and taking his Bible. It's right out of the fucking Jack Chick comics. So I had that kind of reaction. It's like, don't give me the Christian persecution bullshit. I hear this stuff enough from Trump and things. But the film doesn't really go crazy with it, and it's just truthful to the story. And I had no problem with it at all. Yeah, you're correct. I agree with you, 100%.
Yeah, it was just one of those things as I watched it, and I had talked to Scott later on, just through texts and whatnot, and I mentioned that I saw the film and that in the end, I did find it enjoyable, even though they did that so often. It's a 2.5-hour movie, and it literally...
It should be a 2-hour film.
Yeah, it really should be. They spent a lot of time building up to the battle.
They spend a lot of time building up to anything. Pardon me. All I know is I'm half watching the beginning because it's so goddamn boring. And I look up at one point and says, wait a minute, is it 15 minutes in this film and he's still jabbering with the nurse in the fucking hospital? Where are we? I felt like I dropped down a wormhole. I was like, "Are we still here?" And then then he goes back later. I was like, "Oh God damn it! Can we just get to the?"
I watched this the day I went to the doctor with the cold chills and then the fever and then back to cold chills where I'm shaking and shivering. I watched it that day, which in no way hindered my evaluation of the film. It's just that I wasn't going anywhere. So it took it took a lot of energy even to just get up and get a drink. It's like at that point I'm like I don't care if I sit here all day. I watched The Big Lebowski as well, so I had to I chased this film with that at least.
Yeah, I see that.
I mean, it just happened to be on television.
Yeah, I really feel that the whole childhood could have been dropped. That the whole, I mean, I would have been fine. This film should have. In writing, sometimes they call it throat clearing, where you're building up to the actual story, and it's just the whole epic aspect of these films. Where, we have to show we have to show everything. So no, you don't. The whole movie is about this battle.
Right.
I'm okay with the part, like the whole thing when he joins the army. It should have started like with the Jeep bringing them to the first time we meet these people. It should have been like what's the Matthew Broderick film?
Biloxi Blues.
Biloxi Blues starts on the train.
Sure.
Heading to camp. That's how this film should have started. It should have started with them just getting there, introducing all the guys, meeting them. Then everything else is backstory. They spent enough time talking, having flashbacks, and talking about shit that there's no need to go back.
It's hot here. It's Tarzan hot. Tarzan couldn't take this heat.
No, it's the Africa hot.
Tarzan hot. He mentions Tarzan at some point. He's like, Tarzan couldn't take this kind of heat. I like Biloxi Blues. I always liked that film.
But the whole first, roughly a half an hour.
Can I say how much I liked Vince Vaughn in this as well?
Oh, dude, I didn't know he was in it.
I didn't know.
Into this.
I didn't know either, and I loved it when he's just talking shit to everyone. Where he's like, "How long have you been dead?" Probably my favorite line in the movie.
That's the first time I actually enjoyed this film. I mean, again, it wasn't bad, but the first half was just slow. It's like, I know where you're going, and let's just get the fuck there. And they get there, and he's introducing, oh, okay, now we're meeting the characters. And that was the first time the film actually caught me off guard. It was like, it was that specific line. Like, how long have you been dead? I was like, oh, Jesus Christ.
You are a what did he say? You are a funny-looking person, or you are a weird...
funny-looking individual.
Yeah, that's right. He's like, I'm going to call you Ghoul. How long have you been dead? And then he starts talking to Andrew Garfield, his character. I can never remember his name in the movie. But he's just like, he keeps talking to him. He goes, Corporal, yes, sir. Make sure that you keep Admiral whatever or Private whatever away from any stiff breezes.
Yeah. No, Vince Vaughn sells it. It was a great role for him. And he made the film enjoyable for me. Yeah. And I'll explain that. But he made the film enjoyable for me. And I was actually the only thing I had was, all right, I know there's lots of people going to die here. Vince Vaughn cannot die. Don't kill my enjoyment of this film.
That's right.
And thankfully they said, hey, no, we're not going to kill Vince Vaughn. This is like Jurassic Park.
Yeah,
2, 3,
I mean, they wounded him.
2.
It was number 2. He was in 2. They wounded him to make you go, oh my God, don't kill Vince Vaughn.
And I didn't like him in Jurassic Park 2, but I'm saying, like, you meet him and it's like, yeah, he's going to make it to the end. So, yeah. Oh, spoiler alert, who gives a fuck?
Well, it's a true story, and the story's 73 years old, 72 years old, whatever it is. It's not like there's any real spoilers with that. It's just... Well,
I'm just saying. I should have said it earlier, but
it's like minor... It's like if we were reviewing that film Unbreakable. You know that guy's getting shit through the whole movie. He makes it. He wrote a book. So that's the one that Angelina Jolie directed. He was a World War II vet, and he goes through, I think it's World War II. He goes through a ton of shit in his whole life, where I believe he was an amateur boxer. He was going to go pro, and then he gets drafted. I'm thinking of,
because when you say Unbreakable, I think...
Oh, the one with Bruce Willis?
2000.
I mean, was the film called Unbreakable as well? or I get that wrong?
I don't know if you got it right. I don't see it.
I you know what? I'll look it up real quick. But
Okay.
there was she did that film, and that was the whole thing with the Sony the hacked emails. You remember when the emails were hacked?
Oh yeah,
and all of the things, they were like the back and forths or whatever, and Sony executives were talking shit about Angelina Jolie, saying I can't believe we got her to direct this, or we didn't want her, but she's doing it, and and then the film, it wasn't nominated for Best Picture or anything, but it had a lot of heat. Going into Oscars, it was a well-made film, and she did a good job directing it. So they kind of put their foot in their mouth when they did all of that. But they have all these emails just literally talking shit about Angelina Jolie, specifically directing this film. Yeah, right. All right, the film she did was called
Heartbreak Ridge.
Yes, it was Heartbreak Ridge. Unbroken. Sorry.
Unbroken, okay.
Unbroken.
Well, yeah, and you're right. That's the kind of thing with any of these films that are about historic military events, war, and even like that one with Cuba Gooding Jr. He plays the deep sea diver that went through all that shit. It's like, he had a tough time. That's why they made the film. So
yeah, I
you're not spoiling anything. What?
I remember that one. Who was I can't remember who his captain was. They gave him
Tommy
shit.
Lee Jones, I believe.
I think it was De Niro.
I thought it was Tommy. 6 of one, half a dozen the other.
Come on. Don't sell Tommy Lee Jones short like that. De Niro is basically a parody of the actor he used to be.
Yeah, but I mean, he could still pull off. At that point, I don't know. Whatever.
Tommy Lee Jones can still pull it off. De Niro, not so much.
Yeah. I don't know. I didn't mind The Family. I thought that was okay, even though he is still kind of playing a parody of himself. I thought it was a bit more down to earth for a comedy. I thought.
Yeah.
But that's me. But what part of what? Yeah. Where do we get sidetracked on this film? The first half hour. Get rid of it.
Yeah. It was Men of Honor, and it was De Niro.
Okay.
God, that movie's old. 2000. Jesus.
Oh, so it's Unbreakable.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're full circle.
Anyway. Okay.
So the war scenes.
Yes.
I found quite disturbing.
Disturbing as in violently, you couldn't watch them disturbing, or?
Oh, I could watch them. Jesus Christ, man. I've seen enough films. I can watch shit. But, I mean, it just bothered me. Okay. My main thing is that my big argument against a lot of these war films, and I think I've made the point since Saving Private Ryan, which was not a good film, is that...
Yes, it was.
What?
Yes, it was. Go ahead.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
No, it really wasn't.
Yeah, it really was.
No.
Yeah. Are we going to do the no bueno thing again?
No bueno.
No bueno.
But...
Yeah, half an hour
my
of my
argument,
life.
I remember it was like, oh yeah, but when they stormed the beach, it's so realistic, and there's a part of me that's like, I don't need it to be realistic. I don't want it to be realistic because it's fucking horrible.
Yeah, it's the horror of war.
Yeah, no, that's it. I mean, now, like, if I watch horror films or I watch action films, even if they're realistic, I know they're fake. I know we've invented a story, but when you're doing these war films, we're reenacting the massive slaughter of people.
Yeah.
And for me...
I was just going to say, for anyone to think that things like what you're seeing on screen didn't or couldn't or wouldn't happen, sorely mistaken. I mean, yeah, that fucking crazy shit like that happens during war, and I just... I have a lot of family members that are veterans, and it's just the only reason, and not to get sentimental or emotional or anything like that, because I won't, but all the way back then, World War I, World War II, wars like that, the reason why we sit here right now and we can do Skype, we can talk to each other, and the freedom, even though it's with our new president, we still have it. The reason why it's there
No,
is because of the sacrifices that the men and women
I
have made for these.
I fucking hate that sentiment
What's that?
because that's not why the wars happened.
Well, no.
I mean, yes and no.
Involve
we can debate about
government and power and money and territory and all that bullshit. But the fact that they still went there and sacrificed is still a big deal.
Well, yeah, you're talking about the individuals. Don't.
Oh,
but
yeah.
don't. I thought one of the best roles in the film too, and I loved Elron in this film. I thought he fucking kicked ass.
He was great. He was fantastic. When he cuts his hand by breaking that bottle, and he's like, "That's all I got for you today." It's just like he nailed it.
I tell you, I love Hugo Weaving, whether it's The Matrix or
Priscilla, Queen of the Desert.
I was just about to say Priscilla, Queen of the Desert. He's just a fucking consummate actor. But I swear, when it first panned down and showed him when he's drinking, my first instinct was, "Holy shit, it's Jack Elam." like from The Girl in Lover's Lane. It's like
Right.
if they did a Jack Elam story, like they could just put him right in there. Just make the one eye bigger and you got it. It fucking threw me for a loop. It took me a good minute just to convince myself it's it's Hugo Weaving. Calm down. It's okay.
Had his role been bigger, I mean, the story isn't about him, but if he had a bigger role, he might have gotten a Best Supporting nomination. He just wasn't in it enough to garner a nomination, but he was that good. Even, I mean, you've seen lesser screen time garner a nomination, but it just wasn't going to happen this year. It just wasn't. There's too many other performances that they were nominating.
And I think his character was a good addition. It's probably the only good thing that comes out of that first half hour of the film is being exposed to him. Whenever you have a film like this about war heroes, you do run the risk of crossing the line from acknowledging and memorializing people that have sacrificed or fought in battles, and there's a risk of crossing that line into worshipping warfare, glorifying warfare. It is a thin line. And whenever they make these films in this day and age, I think they really go out of their way to try to not glorify it.
Right.
And I thought having him as somebody from the Great War, and just what a fucking psychological mess he is, and just how scarred and broken he is because he survived.
Right.
I thought it really leveled the ground for you, and really showed it set up the fight. This isn't about this isn't like this. Well, I think one of the reasons why the real Doss didn't want to make the film in the 50s because that's what it would have been in the 50s. It would have been like glorifying of war. It would have been like and our boys won. This isn't like that's not really what the story is about. Right. And so I'm glad that Hugo Weaving played that role to such a wonderful extent.
Now the one the private that was with him, the one that was giving him so much shit, and he ended up becoming friends.
Oh, the one that dies? Oh shit! Spoiler alert.
Well, it is war. I liked him.
All right, if you're listening, half the cast dies. You know that's happening. So just I apologize.
Yeah,
I honestly not trying to.
Just expect it.
But what was? I forget what his name was again.
Was his name Lucky? No, I thought it was like Stickler or Sticky or something like that.
They all blended together for me. The only one I remember is Hollywood because he was naked.
Hollywood. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to find his name. Smitty? Was it Smitty? I think it was Smitty. Yeah, it was Smitty. Mel Gibson's son is in this. His name was Lucky Ford.
Oh, Milo?
Milo Gibson, yeah. Right. But his name was Smitty Riker. And I thought he was I thought he was really good in it. He reminds me of what's his face?
Oh, him.
What the? I had his name. Dean Stockwell.
Okay.
My Science Project.
A young Dean Stockwell.
Young Dean Stockwell. My Science Project. Christine. Dean Stockwell. He reminded me a lot of him. You know.
Yeah.
And he. I can see him. I can see him actually going on and getting more roles because of this film. Much in the same way that, what's his face? What's his name? He was in Everything Forever, and he's in this movie. He was in Avatar. That guy. He's also Australian, so maybe that's why he's in this.
They filmed in Australia.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this was the first time that Vince Vaughn had been back in Australia since Dodgeball. So.
Dodgeball.
Which is another war film that I really did like. That, you know.
Sam Worthington.
Oh,
Sam
okay,
Worthington. Yeah. He's very good. At the beginning of his career, I mean, it was just like they were putting him in everything.
Oh, you know what? I love the MPAA rating for this because it just again I was just completely.
Did it just say holy shit?
What?
Does it just say holy shit?
Yes. Well, again, the war scenes are perfectly done, and because of that, are fucking traumatizing. I did not do well during those fucking sequences, and they go on forever. The MPAA is rated R for intense, prolonged, realistically graphic sequences of war violence, including grisly, bloody images. I couldn't have phrased it better myself.
When I was watching this, and I in my head, every time I saw something, I could see. You can't see me on camera, but I could see the Scott his mannerism going, whoa, whoa, oh my. I could see you making that face, and I could see with your hand half cocked. It's oh my.
No, think more of the little kid from The Shining. Fucking Jesus Christ. I'll
tell you, I don't know. Maybe nothing. Stuff like this doesn't bother me because I'm getting
soft in my old age. It's me.
Okay,
I admit it.
I mean, believe me. Hey, listen. I got choked up a couple of times watching this. Just from him trying to survive and the way the scene progressed, and when certain characters might have passed away in a certain way. It just I didn't cry. I just got choked up, and I got kind of emotional. I was like, that I'm starting to get as I get older, and I'm like, what the fuck is this?
I'm ahead of you. I was like this. I was like.
But as far as the violence goes,
I broke my glasses. Yeah.
As far as the violence goes, to me, even though it's war and even though shit like that went down, I find myself, I don't know, it just, suspension of disbelief is always there.
But it's not there. You know what I'm saying? That's where the line is for me. I can watch horror movies and I know this is fucking fake. We're watching this, and I understand the whole psychological thing. The reason we watch death is because it's a way of coping with it by surviving it through the screen. I'm hip on all of that. My point is, this is real. We're portraying real events. This is why I think Civil War reenactors, people like that, should just be fucking put down. Because there's something really fucking wrong with you if you're going out there to play war. Assigning yourself the name of a real person that died in that battle. Just put a gun in your fucking mouth. As I'm getting older, or always, it doesn't affect me really very much at all. Yeah, it's not that war films affect me that way. This one did. And some of the scenes in Saving Private Ryan did, but since it wasn't a good film, I wasn't as invested in it. This is a good film. This is a well done. This film sells you, and again, it's like a hokey. There's so many. This film could have so easily been hokey, You know, the whole religious thing, and let me just save one more. You know, it could have been so fucking just yeah. Now the music swells. It fucking nails it. It's like I felt that. I felt the film.
Yeah. Well, what's interesting about the Let Me Save One More? I did watch a featurette, like the true story of later on that day. I just happened to be on YouTube, doing some homework for this, and that came up, and I watched. It was only 20 minutes, and they interviewed him, and there's a lot of things that was in that featurette that Mel Gibson put in the movie.
Sure.
Like the one scene where he pours water.
Sorry, cut you off?
No, I'm sorry. Where the one scene where he pours water on that guy's face, and he's like, "Oh, I thought I was blind." He actually talks about that. A friend of his, and he helped them that way. And he talks about saying that, "Please God, let me save one more." And he goes, "I was saying it over and over and over, and until he felt that he was able to get everyone." So the attention to detail is there.
I love the fact that Mel Gibson left out parts of the true story because you wouldn't have believed it. It would have been like, "Oh, now you're just fucking with me." Like, because apparently after he stepped on a hand grenade, got the shrapnel in his leg. They were taking him away, but there was somebody else more wounded, so he made them take them first. Right. And while he was waiting, a sniper shot him, and he performed first aid on himself and crawled to somebody else that was hit by the sniper, helped them, and did first aid on them, and then crawled 300 meters to like the medic tent. Like just like fucking insane shit. And Mel was like, "No one's going to believe this. We can't put it into film." I love that. And even though it is a dramatization, like I'm saying, Mel Gibson nailed you feel it's not just like, "Oh, yeah, I see that war is out." No, I felt the emotion in a lot of those scenes, and it just takes it. Now, one thing you just mentioned, and another problem I have with the film is the ending. There's this trend in films based on true stories, and they did it with Hidden Figures too.
Oh,
where at the end they'll show the pictures of the real person.
Yeah.
I don't want to see that. I especially don't want to see interviews with real people that were portrayed in the film. Don't fucking want to see it.
And this film did that. This one actually showed clips of actual interviews.
Yeah.
That's also happening a little bit more often too.
Yeah. And I'm fucking done with it. I'd stop. If I wanted to see a documentary, I'd watch the fucking documentary. I didn't. I'm watching a war film. Don't stop at the end. It's like, "Well, here's how real it was." Shut the fuck up. Just if you're gonna do it, do it. Don't then say, "Oh, listen, you have to appreciate it more because." No, there's no because. There's no and. Just fucking roll the credits at the end of the film. So yeah. It's just annoying me. That's all.
They could have, if they really wanted to do it, just kind of like they did with the Cannonball Run. You just put it in the corner as the credits rolled.
No,
except it's not outtakes. It's the interviews.
No, not even. Actually, the funny thing, you know what it reminds me of all the time. I told you when I watched Hidden Figures, Holly walked in halfway through. She left just before the end,
right
when the credits started to roll, and I yelled at her, "Say, wait, you're going to miss the Animal House ending where they tell what happened to everybody afterwards." And I was right, because that's coming up, and I fucking hate it. It's good in like it just put a picture of the book it was based on and say, "Go read the book." If you can't put it in the film, fucking stop.
Yeah, and I'm not as passionate as you about it.
I know. I'm nitpicking. I know, but it's just something that I just really
I didn't mind it per se, even in this film at the end. Not really. It's a 2.5-hour movie. It doesn't need to be padded.
That's what I'm saying. It doesn't need to be padded. But we've got 20 minutes to a half hour in the beginning of fucking oh, hey, hi, nurse. And then at the end, we got to spend another 5 minutes doing interviews with people that we just saw in the goddamn movie. And they're talking about shit we just saw in the goddamn movie. Just show it in the goddamn movie.
And I'll tell you what,
But I like the film.
I did like the film, too. And I didn't think I was going to because I was...
me neither.
I was... Well, not that. I'm going to go somewhere with it.
I'm sure. I'm just saying me neither.
I was a little judgmental when they had the two kids on that roof or the hilltop with that horrendous green screen. I'm like, it's like Hugo Weaving was in Lord of the Rings. Every single one of those had a horrible green screen. I'm like, the streak lives. But I'm like, this film is supposed to have like this amazing cinematography and this ultra realistic, and it does. But the film starts out with this horrible green screen, and I guess there was some sort of regulation where they couldn't put these two kids on a real hilltop. Maybe it was too dangerous.
Of course not.
But then don't put the horrible green screen in there. Film it from the other direction.
See, that's exactly the way I feel about the interviews at the end of the film. Just don't put it there. If you can't do it, just don't put it in there.
But I'm watching it. I'm like, oh, I hope this isn't a sign of things to come. Oh, I will say this, and I'm glad I was wrong about it. When his fiance or his then now wife gave him a Bible and said, "Put it right here," I'm like, please don't make him get shot in the Bible, and the bullet it goes to the Bible and it saves his life. Please don't do that.
If it wasn't a true story, I would have thought that was going to happen.
Right.
But I really didn't. I was like, And then like when they're showing like people's heads getting blown off and like going through helmets, it's like, I don't even think they're going to try to sell that shit. Don't even worry about it.
Well, no, later on I was like, it's not. If it comes up, it's going to be cheesy and it's going to ruin what this film has put together. But when she gives it to him, I'm like, I'm just in the back of my head, I'm like, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. And it's funny that we both thought the same thing. That, I hope that doesn't happen. Like it ran through both of our minds.
No, it didn't run through my mind. I'm saying
you didn't think that they were going to potentially maybe
because it was
something?
A true story. Yeah, no, it didn't occur to me at all. The minute you said it, I'm like, yeah, that's a knee-jerk reaction. But I didn't have that because I had faith that the film was going to be true to life, just from what I'd read and heard.
Well, no, I mean, you had just mentioned earlier that there was a lot of things that were taken out because it was unbelievable. That could have been one of those things where, like, I got shot right in the chest, right where I keep my Bible.
If that actually happened, they would have kept it in the film.
Yeah, Gibson wouldn't have passed the chance. If that actually happened,
that would have been the movie poster. Seriously, that would have been the movie poster. Bible with a bullet in it. That's it.
And you know what? I would have liked that movie poster. I would have been like a badass movie poster.
Even though you just criticized the concept now.
Yeah, yes, but if you're doing it on purpose and it's right out of the gate, like you're showing me, it's like, this is going to happen, and it's on a movie.
Doing it accidentally,
right? And it's on a movie poster.
We saved him with the Bible. We didn't mean to do that.
And it's on a movie poster with a bullet, in a Bible, and it's like, okay, I know what I'm getting into. I know what I'm getting into.
You know what we need to start critiquing too is the movie posters of these films that we review. I mean, we do bring them up. You brought it up when we did Hell or High Water.
We should do that because I think a lot of movie posters suck dick. And there's a website, and I can't remember the name of the website, but it is, excuse me, it is staggering how many Photoshop, posters there are out there when they make them for these films that they just rehash old posters. Like, they have so many posters where it's just, floating, like the Hell or High Water where Jeff Bridges' head is floating in the background.
Yeah.
That's a thing. There's like 50 other posters that look exactly like that. There are posters where it's just an eyeball or an eyeball in some variation. There's the poster, the rom-com where the guy is, the guy and the girl are back to back and she's grabbing his tie. I mean, like, that's been used 50 times. It's hard to come across an original poster idea these days.
I'm just very sad because while we were talking, I typed bad movie posters into Google, and I hit the first link I got for the 40 worst movie posters ever, and one of the first posters they show is Superman 3. It's like,
of a Superman carrying Richard Pryor?
Yeah, I like that movie poster. Now I don't want to do it. No, but Hacksaw Ridge, the main movie poster is like him carrying a wounded soldier on his back.
Yeah.
Not bad.
No.
Straightforward. It's what the film's about.
But it's generic.
It's not. It's now, and you've seen more posters like that before. I think Platoon was close to that, wasn't it? No, Platoon is him like with the explosion behind him, like ah.
Yeah. And there's an alternate poster I think that they used when they were just when they were just showing the poster before the film was released of just dog tags,
which is also a standard war film.
Yeah, well, although I think
image.
that is the film that started it, but
Which film? Oh, Platoon. You mean?
Yeah.
I thought you meant Hacksaw Ridge.
No. Platoon. You were mentioning about him with like kind of his Jesus Christ posed, but with like the explosion behind him.
Just clarifying, because I thought you went back and said Hacksaw Ridge had the version with the dog tags. That's all.
Yeah, I think there's only one or two variations of Hacksaw Ridge. I'll take a
which is good,
look.
which is a good thing. I mean,
yeah.
When they made like 5 or 10 movie posters, it's like, all right, who are you selling it to? Like, I honestly don't like it when they do things like Suicide Squad, where they have posters of like main characters.
Yeah, like 11 posters.
Yeah, so, just give me the big. Just do the one. It's too much building hype.
There looks to be 3 or 4 main posters, and there's one of him carrying someone. There's one of him just kind of. It's a far away shot of him just running through like this huge plume of smoke. Then there's another one of him in a different type of pose running towards this plume of smoke. And there's one of him where there's that scene where he gets all the water dumped on him, where it's just like nothing but blood is washing off of him. There's a poster of that. But the main one is him carrying the soldier. That's actually a foreign poster.
I'm sorry. While you were talking, I just went to like quotes from the movie because I was trying to find the one quote we were trying to remember with the ghoul. Where it said, "You are a strange-looking individual, if you don't mind me saying so, Private." And it just came across the other part that, again, fucking Vince Vaughn. Thank you for making this film. But again, they knew. Put some levity in there. You need to lighten it. But when he goes to the Hollywood, he's like, "Have you a rope to goat Hollywood?" "No, Sarge." "You ever looked at a goat's eyes?" "No, Sarge." "Good. That would be unnatural." Fuck. That's great. God bless you, Vince Vaughn. I've really grown to love him as an actor. I really have.
Yeah, no, I do too.
It's just
ever since, and you know what? Ever since he stopped winking, he's been a better actor. You couldn't have him in a film where he didn't wink at you at least once, and he's since stopped doing that.
Yeah, well, because they were doing the pretty boy thing. Honestly, for me, Dodgeball was the turning point for him. It sounds weird, but that was the first time I looked at him and said to myself, "That's the next Bill Murray."
Okay.
Like, just as far as like not like equally, but just like I can see him being comedy now, and as he gets older, just doing more distinguished roles, but still staying in comedy. I just think I was like, this guy's going to do serious work.
But that was
I don't know how I got that from Dodgeball,
ago.
But I just did.
That was 13 years ago, though.
Dodgeball?
Yeah.
That's older than that. Isn't it?
2004. I put money on that. Here, I'll look it up. Let's see.
I'm just saying, that's the first time I looked at him and said, yeah, he's...
2004.
Okay, but what did he do before that?
Before that? Oh, he was doing... I mean...
Give me something. Give me something that was, like, better than that.
I'm not saying anything was better than that. I'm just saying that's a long time. He made a lot more films after that where he was just winky guy.
I don't think so. I think it was a transition. I'm not saying it happened in an instant, but I'm saying that was the first film where I was like, I felt, even though it was just a goofy comedy, it hinted at the potential for him to do more than just be the.
So, I mean, he did Wedding Crashers, The Breakup.
Was that before or after?
This is everything I'm saying is after.
Oh, yeah, Wedding Crashers, obviously.
Wedding Crashers, The Breakup, that was with Jennifer Aniston. Fred Claus.
Huh?
Fred Claus.
Yeah, okay.
4 Christmases, Couples Retreat. The Dilemma,
He did all the he did the romantic comedy shit for so long.
The Watch.
The Watch. I love The Watch.
I don't think he winked that much in that or at all.
Somebody else brought that up, and that was almost him playing a parody of himself, but he pulled it off. He did it right. And someone actually brought that up. It was a coworker of Holly's or a friend of Holly's, and we were talking about it was a coworker, and we were talking about films. So yeah, right. We saw a horrible film, and like she's describing us. Oh, The Watch. Says, yes, I liked it. now I know who everyone listens. Now I know how everyone listens to the show feels. It was like, yeah, I'm not saying it's a good film, but I liked it.
Right.
And I didn't expect to like it, you know? I mean, shit, Ben Stiller's like the lead in it. I definitely didn't expect to like it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the original title of that was Neighborhood Watch, but that was the whole Zimmerman thing fucked that up.
Thanks for ruining the film, Zimmerman. Obviously killing the black kid was bad too.
Yeah.
But Anyway, basically, we're saying it's a good film.
Yes. Best Picture, I'm going to say no.
I'm going to say yes.
You think this has the potential to win Best Picture?
I think this film... dude.
Well, I'm calling La La Land out of the gate. And we're reviewing that next, and it's not because I enjoyed the film, because I didn't. I already know, in my gut...
Reel it back.
La La Land is winning Best Picture.
Reel it back.
Yeah.
Talking about a film deserving having the potential to be a Best Picture.
That's totally different.
No, but that's what I'm talking about.
Oh, fine.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying
yes.
Because we've had films where we say, well, yeah, this shouldn't be a Best Picture nominee. This deserves to be a Best Picture nominee. A war film, a film that I'm not want to watch, moves me to that extent. It was extremely well done.
So, no, I agree. Yes, I agree that this deserves to be nominated. I believe that if it was still 5 nominees, this would be one of the 5. But
definitely.
But it doesn't win Best Picture.
I think it's one of the serious contenders. Let me put it that way. Does that satisfy you?
Sure. You're wrong, but sure.
Well, I mean, you don't think this is a serious contender?
I don't. Not that I don't think it's going to get any votes.
We're not saying who you think's going to win because of politics or whatever. Blah blah blah. I'm saying, do you think this film is worthy of being a Best Picture?
Absolutely. And if La La Land was not in the mix, then it actually could win. Well,
and that's what I'm saying, because again, we reviewed Arrival. We didn't think it was a bad film. We definitely didn't think it was Oscar quality.
Correct.
This film, I think, is Oscar quality. I'm
and the fact that
I'm shocked that I'm saying that, because again, I did not want to see the film. I'm not into war films. I didn't expect that much. I thought it really pulls the stops out.
And the fact that Mel Gibson hasn't directed a film in 10 years and has not missed a beat is impressive.
I would recommend this film to almost everybody I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. One thing I have to bring up that I thought was funny at an inopportune time or inappropriate time is during the final push in Hacksaw Ridge when they're overtaking the Japanese. They cut to like the commander and they blow the dirt off, and it's like a silver box you open up, and it has all the accoutrement for the Harry Carey suicide ritual.
Yeah.
And it just, all I had is this image in my head of like this commander is like, all right, here's your kit, and here's your suicide kit. It's like, and just lugging around. You're in war, and this is my suicide kit. This is this is my ceremonial suicide kit.
Hopefully, hopefully I don't got to use this thing, but hey, we got it.
Hey, better safe than sorry.
And the face that the other guy makes, where he's just like, "Rah!"
With the hand grenade thing?
No, like in that scene where the guy's committing Harry Carey. Like that was part 1. Well, no, the other guy. Not to give anything away.
It wasn't pretty either.
Well, the other guy, what he had to do as the guy was committing Harry Carey, he's making he's making that face. It's almost like he was enjoying himself. Like, you failed us.
No. It's a ritual. It's a cultural thing.
No, I'm joking.
And I just had, and I just like, just like I'm just thinking, yeah, if I was a commander and they gave me a suicide kit, I would have been like using that knife like the open beer bottles. Yeah, yeah, fuck this.
Or wine, you know,
Really?
you get the bottle of wine and you're like, you
Yeah.
just pop that cork right out.
But doing it right, yeah.
Well, yeah, who wants wine? Yes.
Bullshit.
It's like, I don't know why you brought that, but are we having steak? Because I'm using that to cut up steak.
What was I watching? Holly made me watch Contact this week.
Oh God, the one with Jodie Foster and Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah,
I saw that in a theater, and I didn't realize it was that long. And I had work the next day with my father. This was before when I was still working with my father, and we went to like a 10:30 showing. And I was like, I got roped into it. DJ made me go.
Oh yeah.
So
see that.
It was like a 10:30 showing, and I lean over to Gerard, and I'm like, how long is this fucking movie? And Gerard leans over to DJ, because DJ, this was like his third time seeing it. Which,
of course it was.
Yeah. So DJ, it was like, I lean over to Gerard leans over to DJ, DJ tells Gerard leans back over to me, and I just look at Gerard, I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? It's a 10:30 showing. Wait, this thing ain't over
three times in the theater? It's not 2001. Come on. But the reason I bring it up is because like the whole thing with the suicide kit, when they give her the suicide pill before she goes, I was like, please just show me the scene where they're like, what the fuck? No, really? I don't think I'm taking this. Nah. You can hang on to that for me, and I'll make do. No,
because the second she takes that, it's it's basically oh fuck, why can't I think of it?
Chiclet?
No, it's like the end of forget it. I'll ruin something for someone. Forget I said anything.
Oh no.
Because it's like I'm kind of giving away the ending. It's like, never mind, forget it. I'm not going to say.
Anyway, so rating Hacksaw Ridge.
Okay, so it's currently 8.3 on IMDb on 87,000 votes.
Right.
I'm okay with giving this an 8.
I am too. I do not want to give it more because of the wasted first half hour and the bullshit after ending nonsense. It's just honestly, there's no reason for this film to be 2.5 fucking hours long. There's not.
Yeah,
it's epic-itis, and sorry, Mel, but you don't need the fucking you don't need to make people hurt more than they already are.
Yeah, it's 2 hours 19 minutes, and it absolutely could be hour 45.
It could have been 2 hours easily.
Yeah, it could have had a little tightening, especially in the first half.
In its defense,
first act,
it didn't. In the film's defense, it didn't feel like a 2.5 hour film, but part of that might be because I wasn't really paying attention for the first half hour. Well, I mean, I was like when Hugo Weaving's on site and talking, I'm listening. But then when he starts like jabbering to the nurse, and that's why I look down and I'm doing something. I look up 5 minutes later, they're still fucking talking in the hospital.
Well,
it's like, come on, love interest, great, move on.
I like the scene where the two kids are beating the ever-loving shit out of each other, and the mother is like, "Why don't you stop him?" He goes, "Why? I'll just have to beat the winner."
Yeah, same time. Just beat the winner. They're beating each other up anyway. Yeah.
But I love it when he comes by. He goes, "What does he say? It's like lean in with your right." Like he's telling them how to beat each other up.
Right, yeah.
Block with your right.
He's a war veteran. It's like, yeah, it's violence. It's the way of life. But again, it was. He wasn't a bad guy. He was an extremely flawed character. Mm-hmm. But flawed. I mean, again, I just thought the character. The only reason I can forgive in some way that first half hour is because his character sets a counterpoint to the aspect of the glorification of war.
Okay. And
it prevents the film from crossing that line. And I very strongly feel that his character was a necessity. I just could have done without the whole, let's watch him grow up. I just fucking... Put the shit in flashbacks and cut it in half. 2 hour film, done. And lose the fucking interviews at the end. I don't even know if it's worth doing demographics. It's just like eight. It's like 8 and 9 across the board. Oddly enough, the top 1,000 voters on IMDb is the lowest rating, 7.7. It's finicky fucks.
They didn't like that blue screen either.
Top 1,000 voters is people that have way too much fucking time on their hands and think their opinion actually means something. Says the person who's doing a podcast where he reviews films.
Yeah.
So. But you know, oddly enough, just to point out, the highest demographic was males under 18. Okay. I guess because they dug the war scenes, and the lowest demographic was males our age.
Really?
At 8.1, which is still within the range of what we voted, but I don't know. Interesting there. Young guys dig the war film a bit more than the older guys because we're smarter.
Yeah.
But that's neither here nor there. But yeah, Hacksaw Ridge. And again, it's up for. I mean, if you wanted to real quick, sure. I don't want to waste the time.
What's it up for 6?
Best Picture, which I said it's a contender. I know you disagree. Lead actor.
I did not disagree.
You did.
I agreed that
it's a quality, but you don't think it's going to win, so you don't think it's a contender.
Let me clarify. If La La Land wasn't nominated, then I would think it's a contender. Otherwise, it's got no shot.
And we haven't watched all the films yet either, so
dude, I don't care if we found the best film ever made in the next 4 films after this. La La Land is winning Best Picture. It's just all there is to it.
All right, but that's like your opinion, man.
That's like your opinion, man. This rug, it just brought the whole room together.
Lead actor for Hacksaw Ridge.
Yeah, Andrew Garfield.
I don't see it.
I thought he was nominated. Oh, you mean you don't see him winning?
It was a good performance. I don't know. I have to watch other 3 films I haven't seen yet.
Okay.
I shouldn't say that. I think I don't think Ryan Gosling's getting it. To jump the gun there, but
it's probably going to go to Denzel Washington.
Probably Black Gold. What else we got?
You got Best Director, Best Picture, Best Actor in a Leading Role. Andrew Garfield.
I missed Best Director. I was crossing off all the ones.
Film editing, which you might actually walk away with this.
Now, ironically, we're talking about how great the cinematography is. It's not up for Best Cinematography.
Yeah. Best Sound Mixing and Best Sound Editing. Probably will get both. War films.
I think it'll get at least one of those.
Well, usually if one gets one, it gets the other because it's the
usually. But I mean, I'm just saying it'll at least get one. I think because the sound is excellent, even editing. I think it's a contender.
Well, the same people that did the editing were also involved in the mixing. So, you give one to one.
No, I mean not sound editing, just editing. I'm saying.
Oh, film editing? Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
It's difficult to edit a war film because it has to flow.
And this one flows. It really does. And I was impressed. I was impressed by the film as a whole. And I think that's it. It's not for any screenplay things.
No.
So I wonder why. All right. But that's it. Hacksaw Ridge. We liked it, and we think it's at least worthy of an Oscar nomination.
It's absolutely worthy.
What?
Absolutely worthy of the Best Picture nomination.
And once again, another film that we actually liked that's up for an Oscar. It's so far it's been a very positive year, and let's see if La La Land holds up that streak.
I'm not thinking it will.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
Tune in and find out.
All right, let's end the show then.
Yes.
What is this? This is episode 232, I believe.
Sure.
I believe it's episode 233. As always, thank you for joining us for this episode. Make sure you go to our website at Moviesucktastic.com and listen to the show there. You can download the show. You can watch us live every week, 8 p.m. on Thursdays. It's episode 232, which is, in my opinion, one of the best ways to watch the show, if not the best way to watch the show. You get to hang out with us live. So you can do that. You can go to iTunes and you can download the show there as well. Make sure you leave us a review when you go there. We always appreciate it. You can go to our Facebook page at facebook.com/Moviesucktastic. Everything from when the show starts to trailers and info is posted there.
I didn't mean to cut you off. What episode did you say this was?
232.
All right, you are correct. Okay.
Thanks.
I just looked while you were doing it because you sounded unsure. I apologize. I was just double checking.
No, I just went into my my files. Yes, it is 232.
Oh, okay.
You can also go to our Tumblr page at moviesucktastic.tumblr.com. If you want to leave us email, you want to write us an email, the address is themovieguys@moviesucktastic.com. If you want to leave us voicemail, the number is 908-514-4470. And make sure you go and you get the free Android app where everything that I just mentioned is in one nice, tidy little package. And again, it's completely free.
Oh, so, and also, if you're emailing us, if you're calling us, we have been getting emails, we have been getting calls, but because the Oscars have us running really tight schedule, we're not really doing much of that until after. So after the Oscars, we'll be catching up with that stuff.
Absolutely. Yeah, we have a couple waiting in the wings for some reviews. So we'll read those soon.
Ones that made the cut.
Exactly. So that's it. Do you have any words of wisdom, Mr. Wilson? How long have you been dead?
Have you looked into a goat's eyes? Good. That would be unnatural.
Unnatural.
God, words of wisdom. God bless Vince Vaughn. That's
there you go.
There you are.
All right, everybody. Talk to you next week.
Peace out.
Later.
I apologize for that.
Don't apologize.
Oh, no, I do.
Yeah. You gotta figure out how to fade out this music properly instead of doing it manually. That's so fucking annoying.